Minister in the Presidency, Mondli Gungubele, says Cabinet is crossing its fingers ahead of tomorrow's release of the second quarter GDP figures. Gungubele says it would be a serious concern if the economy's performance has slowed. He also touched on the country's stance on immigration at government's cabinet Lekgotla. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones has more.
A cabinet Lekgotla in Tshwane is debating and submitting proposals to the president on how members of government can implement ideas affecting economic reform. Some of the challenges currently affecting economic growth include unemployment, crime, inequality, and notably the persistent energy crisis. But adding more woes to government's concerns could be the release of the second quarterly GDP statistics. It's expected to paint a bleak picture of the economy's performance, something the Minister in the Presidency says is a major concern.
For instance, economic and fiscal outlook. You know that we reported in the first quarter positive indications in as far as economy is concerned, and recently positive indication as far as job creation is concerned. We are waiting with our fingers crossed. There's a release of the economic stats tomorrow. We don't know how they are going to tell the story. One of the reasons we are concerned is the fact that top economists have tightened their financial stuff in terms of interest rates.
The Lekgotla will also discuss the country's growing anti-immigration sentiment. Gungubele has considered that government didn't do enough to address issues around the country's porous borders. But he says vulnerable undocumented foreign nationals can't just be booted out of the country.
We are saying we welcome all people in this country, and we are saying as long as they are here legally, but we are also not going to support the illegal removal. When you don't want people to be here illegally, you don't want to remove them illegally. For instance, vulnerable people who need services, it's a world convention, even the leading party convention, even the constitutional convention. When you deal with people who are vulnerable, you cannot consider nationality, political affiliation, religious affiliation, and all those things.
Gungubele says the Lekgotla will not turn a blind eye to corruption, with the aim of ensuring top officials implicated in criminality are held to account if found guilty. Pule Letshwiti-Jones in Pretoria.